Hello, class. Week 2 of the EDU7120, and this week we're talking about demographics, access to education by different populations that don't have access as readily as some populations do. You're really going to dig into those populations, so you're going to pick the issue of your choice and the group, the target audience or population of your choice, and you're going to really focus and hone in on that group. Who are they? What are the demographics? What are the, where do they live? What languages do they speak? What is their level of income or economic status, etc. Okay, so that's what you're going to do this week. Now, I want to start with the discussion board. Here we go. And so I've given you a prompt in the discussion board with some really great resources. The book for the this week, the Rossau book, is not really, I'm not seeing anything that's related to this topic. So instead, I'm giving you resources that I'd like you to review. A great little schools and social inequality video. I think she does a really good job of discussing that and kind of the impact of that on education. I've given you an example article. I'd like you to find an article that talks about your specific target population. And remember, we want this to be connected to your dissertation ideas. And you're going to really dig in on that one article, just one article. And notice here, when you read this particular article, there's this rich description of who those kids are, the immigrant kids, okay? School age, foreign born, limited English, lower socioeconomic status, so on and so forth. So take a look at that. You're going to be doing the same thing, describing your population in that kind of detail, okay? I've got some prompts for you on what I want to see when you respond here. And of course, what you write here can then be, I don't want to say exactly copied into your written paper for the week, but those ideas and that work that you do here can certainly be infused into your written paper. And if there is some, if copy and paste from your board forum into your written paper, that's fine. It's your own words, that's okay. But really, then you're going to kind of craft the written paper based on some additional prompts I'm going to give you, okay? So, then I want to talk to you about what I want to see in discussion boards, okay? So let's go to the, let's see, week 1 discussion board. And I want to go to a really good example of a post that somebody provided in the week. Sorry to get you dizzy here. But in the week 1 discussion board, one of the students did a beautiful job of responding. And I pulled out her, some of the things that she did that made this post especially great, okay? So she began with the definition and summary of the topic, okay? And if you go to the week 1 discussion board 1, you will see my summary there if you want to review it. But then in her second paragraph, she kind of went into details about the topic of neoliberalism and created more details with citations and resources that enriched her initial summary paragraph. That was your second paragraph. The third one, she went more into specific obstacles to the issue, which is free education. And she kind of went into the implications of those obstacles. So, and then then she went into her arguments about why education should be free, college should be free, okay? So then, and then she supported her arguments with citations again. So this is not, the discussion boards are not position pieces. They're not, actually I should say, they're not just simply your opinions. I don't really want to see just your opinions. I'd like to see the sources, what the sources say about the subject matter, and maybe 1 or 2 paragraphs about your opinions, but mostly I want to see what are the sources saying about it and why. Dig into the background of the issue. and really become knowledgeable. The goal is for you to become knowledgeable about the issue, okay? So enough said, okay? And I'm going to really hammer that, and your grades will reflect what I'm looking for, not just your simple opinions, okay? Another idea that one student had that I thought was really smart was to talk about the pros and cons of the issue. That's another way to address it, helps break it out a little bit. So, but again, I want to see a whole lot about the pros. I want to see citations. I want to see examples. I want to see the activities and issues that are going on around the pros, the stakeholders, and then the cons, same thing, right? So if you want to break it out that way, that's fine. Yeah, I want to hear about your kind of your synthesis. And so it's not really your opinion, it's your synthesis of what you've learned and kind of how that comes forward for you and your perspective on what you've learned, okay? So not so much just your opinions off the top of your head. Get those sources in there. I want to see those, okay? All right, let's talk about the week 2 paper. Let me get there. Where is it? Is this it? No. Okay, week 2 paper. Yeah, okay. I'm going to do, okay, so the video for this week is going to be right here. And then I've also got a video for getting into the SAGE journal. This week, I'm asking you to examine the Education and Urban Society journal and find an article here. So I'm looking for an article in your discussion board and in your paper, a couple articles in your paper around, well, at least one article from the Education and Urban Society. Another article can be from wherever you want it to be. But this is an excellent journal, especially for when you're talking about, you know, critical analysis of education and access to education. This is an excellent journal, and I really want you to explore it, okay? So you can go to the journal home. I think that's here. Let's, yeah. And you can say browse journal, and then let me hover. You can go to current issue or all issues, goes all the way back to 1968, or you can actually put in a search for this journal. If you click up here, you can search this journal and put in your population or key search terms, okay? I also, in the announcement, provide a video on how to get into that SAGE journal. It's a little tricky, so this video will show you how to get there, okay? Now, for the paper for the week, I'm giving you these prompts, and I'll probably remind you midweek or so, but these are what I'd like to see in your paper for this week. What is the education sector you're talking about? And I've got some details around that. What is the organization or institution? Who's involved? And again, training, military, you know, just about anything is education. Don't feel like you have to stick to K through 12. Okay, and then what are the environmental? So what is the geographic location? Is it urban? What is the, you know, economic status? The demographics of your population, at least 8 important characteristics of that population. What are 8 characteristics of your population? What are the problems impacting that population, the social, cultural challenges and barriers that are preventing them from getting good access to quality education? What are some solutions and interventions? What can we do to address those barriers? And then what else do we want to consider? So this is what I'm looking for in your 3 to 5 page paper. Again, you're welcome to bring stuff in that you've written in your discussion board. Opinions are okay, but really what I'm looking for is you becoming knowledgeable on this topic for this week, okay? So thank you very much. You can always reach out to me, and I am on vacation this week, so leave me an email and I'll get back to you as soon as I can, and or text me and we'll be in touch. All right, thank you so much.